read with me and let us see how Muhammad he used to function with his wives. Muhammad was the most evil husband ever. When the wives go against Muhammad because of his mistreatment, because of his deception, because of his cheating, Muhammad always make a verse claiming Allah is speaking to him. You see, actually, before we play that video, we were showing you that Aisha, she is speaking about that she felt jealous of the women who offered themselves to Allah Messenger. Imagine if you are a female, you are married to a man, he make a chapter in his holy book saying any woman she can take off her panty to sleep with him. And why is that? Because he's a prophet. And why a woman she have to give herself to a prophet? Because Allah, he want the prophet penis to be happy. Happy penis mean happy prophet, and happy penis of prophet, that's mean happy Allah. So the happiness of Allah is coming through the happy penis of Muhammad. So women, they're coming, they are lining up to offer themselves to Muhammad. But why women they do that? You know, those poor women, they want support. If they offer themselves to sleep with this man, he's a prophet of Allah, he's like a king for them now. She will get free food, free shelter, free protection. You can imagine your boyfriend is the big guy, the gang, the cartel leader. So women, they are coming lining up and they are offering themselves to Aisha, to Muhammad. And then Aisha, she said that Muhammad, he received a verse from Allah. Look, not only Muhammad, he received a verse from Allah to sleep with them, he received verses from Allah says, if you don't want one, like if someone, she don't look good, someone, she is old for you, you don't like her, you can differ. Look at this. Then when Allah, the exalted, the glorious, revealed this, you may differ any of them as you wish, and take yourself any to you wish. So Muhammad, he made a mistake. He says any woman she can offer herself to me. Women, they start offering themselves, and many of them, they are old. Muhammad, he don't want the old. But now he's in trouble. He said, offer yourself, I will take you. So Muhammad now, he have to make an exit. Exit where he can choose only the beautiful, the young. So he made a verse says, Allah said to me, you may differ any of them you wish, and take yourself any you wish. It's a shopping. And they say to us, Muhammad, he did not lie. Can you really believe that there is a God? He said to Muslim men, you cannot do what Muhammad doing. Only Muhammad, he can do this. Only Muhammad, women, they can offer themselves to him. And only Muhammad, he can reject and he can accept the one he like. And those verses have nothing to do with God anyway. I mean, what does this have to do with God? What this will do to Islam? What those verses have to do with Allah? Why Allah is involved? Why Allah, he put his nose under the skirts of women, sniffing there, which one is good for the Prophet? So Aisha, she said, I feel jealous. So look what she said to him. And if you desire, this is what Allah saying, and if you desire any of them, you set aside, you know, and then no sin chargeable to you between two brackets. No, obviously this is a sin, obviously. But Muhammad trying to cleanse himself, saying, Allah told me, it's not my fault. It's not about the penis of Muhammad. No, this is God, my friend. God, he want the women to offer themselves. And God told the women, let the Prophet choose between you, take off your panty, and I will choose the one I like. It's God, it's not him. Muhammad is just, actually Muhammad, he hated the brother. Aisha, she said, it seemed to me that your Lord hastened to satisfy your sex desire, Muhammad. You see here, it does not show the word sex, right? But we are talking about what? About sex. So Aisha, she is not a fool. She noticed that this God is a made-up God to serve the bulls of the Prophet. It seemed to me, who said that? Aisha. It seemed to me that your God, Allah, exists for one reason. It's your penis. Where is Mr. Hunter? Was Aisha picking up her cherries? Or Aisha, she noticed the truth, that it seemed to me that your God, he is really there just to make chapters about your penis. Isn't it obvious? What does this have to do with God? All cult leaders, they share one thing: sex and money. They want from you your money, and they want your women, all of them, and they want to sleep with as many as they can. So all what it takes Muhammad to do so is to create chapter saying that Allah told me that. It's not me. You see? It's not me. And now Muhammad buys, why Muhammad don't say that without permission? I mean, why he is needing a chapter in the Quran? I mean, he is the prophet, supposedly, right? And people obey him anyway. But by saying that Allah said to me, then nobody dare to question. It's Allah. You remember the one who claimed to be Christian priest? His last name is Dollar. Even his last name is Dollar, what you can say. He said to the Christian in his church that God told me that you need to buy a jet. This guy, he don't want to take a flight like everybody anymore. He want to take an airplane by himself. God told him, brother. God. See, God told him, and then nobody questioned where the money will go. You see how easy it is? He went to his bedroom. He woke up in the morning. He told them, God told me that you need to buy a jet, and nobody can stop me from buying it. And then, okay, so Mr. Dollar, he got now not only permission, he's getting order. He's a poor guy. He don't like to take airplane anyway. But now God told him to buy an airplane. This is the same scam. Muhammad is no different. Scam is a scam in every century, in every time, in every day. God told me. So Muhammad now is horny. He want to sleep with women. They are not his. It's not enough what he have. He want more. So he made a chapter, and the chapter is any woman she can offer herself. And then after that, he made a verse to fix that chapter because he noticed there's something wrong there. What about the woman? She is not good looking. What I will say to her now, I told him you can offer yourself. Oh, Allah told me I can't differ any of you. I can choose any of you or can put you in the side, put you in the shelf or kick you out. Here we see Muhammad picking up his cherry. Where, Mr. Hunter? According to Islam, Muslim women are the cherry of Muhammad. And Muhammad, he tastes each woman and he split the one he don't like. Are you there? And this is a clear sign of mental illness. You see, greed is one of the signs of mental illness. Greed is a clear sign of mental illness because, a smart person, he don't do that, by the way. A smart person, he is not controlled by his mental illness. This guy, he think he is the center of the world. Everybody is made for him. Those women are not women like this society is there to serve his pleasure, not the opposite. He is not a servant of the community. The community is his sex servants. To the point he won their wives. And he made chapter, any women of yours. And then we see in the Muslim books it says, if the prophet eyes fell into a woman, her husband must divorce her. Why is that? Why a prophet? If his eyes fall into a woman, her husband must, she's married. This is not, now we are not talking about women she is offering himself. We are talking about a woman he just saw. And this woman, she have a husband. And now the prophet, his eyes fall into this woman, which means he liked her. What is the solution? The husband must divorce her. And it's lawful for the prophet to if, and excuse my language, because this is what it says. And actually there's tons of videos, by the way, in YouTube talking about it. They're proud. They are proud about it. A clear sign of mental illness. This man, he is now in a position where he can claim that anything he say, anything he asks for is coming from God. And because of his mental illness, he thinks that nobody will question his madness. This is Tafsir al-Qurtubi, page number 14, sorry, volume number 14, page number 212. The privilege of the Prophet. He have 16 privilege. The first one, the best of the booty. The second one is to take the fifth of every attack. And then he continue, and the fifth, to F any women by just word. He do not need to go anything. You know, just say, I want to F you, and she is already there. And then a woman, she do not need a permission from her father if the Prophet want to F her. And then he do not need to pay the women to F her for free. And then he can have sex in the time of Hajj or going around the Kaaba. And then all the oath he took to his wives, it fell down. He do not need to keep it. You remember this guy, he said the Prophet never broken a promise. He never lied. So when you take an oath to your wife, swearing you will do this, and then you tell them that I am above this, God didn't ask me for oath to practice. You just lied. And not only you lied, you used the name of God to lie. And then that number 10 is a وقع نظره بصره على امرأة وجب على زوجها طلاقها وحل له نكاحها. If his eyes fail into a woman, her husband must divorce her so he can F her. Let us use Google Translation, because maybe Christian Prince is not showing you the truth. And again, by the way, those who say is lying to you is not truthful. This is Tafsir al-Qurtubi. This is one of the biggest sheikhs in the Muslims. This guy, his ass is 20 times bigger than the Quran when it's come to knowledge about the Quran. Translate to English. Interpretation of al-Qurtubi, volume number 14, page number 212. All right, here you can go and see, and you will see it's the 16, the total 16 advantage or privilege Muhammad have. Okay, what are they? All is about money and sex. Money and sex. Here the word nikah they translated as marriage. Women she can offer herself. The Prophet do not need to pay her. He can F her without paying her money. He can give an oath to his spouse and he don't need to keep them. He can have sex during the Hajj. He can have sex around the Kaaba. And then if his eyes, if his sight, number 10, falls into a woman, her husband must divorce her. So the Prophet can if her. And she became permissible for him. Do you see it? Do you see it, my friend? This is a clear sign of mental illness. For all those privileges is not a privilege for a prophet of God. Those are a privilege for someone taking advantage of those poor people. He's a scammer. And he is, because of his mental illness. You see, I believe that even a scammer, he has mental illness. Why? Because he's not thinking right. Maybe you can be successful to take the money of somebody, but that will not change the fact that you have mental illness. You're sick. Stealing the money of people, especially poor people. That is a sign of clear sickness. Evil inside him. So if his wife, Aisha, she said, well, look like your God. It seemed to me that your God, the one you call him Allah, is nothing but a scam. Scam you created so you can satisfy your sexual needs. I challenge any Muslim to tell me what is really the religion name which the Prophet, he make sexual privilege and money privilege about him. What is the name of that religion? Is that called Islam? Why you don't go on TV and tell people that the reason Prophet of Allah, he is a prophet, he never broke a promise. Well, all his promises are broken. Here we go. He take an oath to his wives, and he do not need to keep his oath. That means he's a liar. He do not need the fall of oath between his spouse. He can take an oath for them, and he don't do it. This is a privilege, imagine. A privilege to be a liar. A privilege of the Prophet is to be a liar who say an oath and he break his oath even to his wives. And not only that, Muhammad, he made a chapter or a verse that nobody can marry his wives after him. You see how sick he is? If you ask a Muslim, can the wife of Muhammad, any of them, marry after the Prophet? He will say, no, they cannot. Okay, that's a cow. Why? Is it lawful in Islam to marry a widow? Yes, it's lawful. Okay. Well, Aisha now, Muhammad, he died, and she is not even 18 years old. Can Aisha marry someone? No. Why? Guess why? Because the sick Muhammad, he don't even want those women to live after him. He wants them to be a property. So he claimed that Allah, he gave him a chapter. And the chapter says, don't if the wives of the Prophet. If you do so, you are hurting him. Can you believe it? Read carefully. It does not behave to you to give offense to God apostle, just as it would not behave or behove to you to marry his widows. You see the clear sign of mental illness? He owned them until death. Every woman Muhammad he slept with, nobody can sleep with. A clear sign of mental illness. Selfish, sick, idiot. So now Aisha, she is 18 years old, 17 going in her 18, and now she cannot marry. If you ask Muslims why marriage is allowed for a widow, they will say to you because it's more better, so she will not be tempted, she will not go sleep around, and that is the best way. Okay, how come only Muhammad wives, they are not allowed to practice what is against temptation? Isn't it better for Aisha to get married again? No, no, and not only that. He claimed that his wives are the mother of Muslims. Do you see how the privilege is fading all over Muhammad? And all of it is about sex. You know, we can ask the Muslims the same question. Hey Muslims, what is the privilege of Jesus in Christianity? Any Muslim can show me one privilege it is sound fishy? Where is Mr. Hunter? Hey Hunter, pick up your cherries. Can you pick up your cherries about Jesus? Where is the privilege of Jesus compared to the privilege of Muhammad? Can you show me a privilege which sound bad? Or even if you have any privilege? Did Solomon have 700 wives? My friend Solomon, he was not a good man anyway. You're an idiot. Who said that he was a good man? Who said, did God says to him, go and marry 700 women or 1,000 women? Solomon and even his father, they were doing what kings do. That is a stupid claim. Can you show me where God says to this man, go and do this? If you go actually read, you will see the Jews are attacking those names. God reject even their money to be in the temple until they repent. So we have a huge difference between this and that. There's someone he repent, ask God for forgiveness for the sin he do, and there's a guy he make God is the reason for his sin. And God told me to marry as many as I want. Did Solomon says God told me? Can you show me the verse? Is it God who told Solomon to go and marry women as he like? I'm waiting for your answer. I'm showing you your prophet saying, my God told me. All the privilege I showed you, Muhammad, he claimed it's coming from his God. Can you show me the privilege of Solomon coming from God? You cannot. Right? Your God said it is wrong to Solomon to have such, what, I don't know this guy. Yeah, for sure, my God, he condemned all of them. Go read the Torah. And actually, one of the amazing things about the Torah, that part of the book is written in the time of those names, Solomon and David. And it's written in their time, negative things about them. Can you believe it? And they are the kings. While they all exist as kings. Any Muslim have anything to say? So here we have verses from Muhammad claiming that his God, he gave him those privileges. Why? What does this have to do with God? The Bible speaks about sin, the sin of those names. Muhammad, he speaks about his holiness. He broke the law. In the Old Testament it says a king is commanded not to multiply horses or wives. He knew the command. He should not multiply. He broke the command. Do you see it? So he's a sinner. Any Muslim? Muhammad, he do the opposite, but he claimed that Allah, he told him to do that. So Muhammad, he broke the law of Prophet before him too. He is doing it just for fun. Abraham, okay, you see, here we go. The story of Abraham again. Did God say to Abraham to marry the slave girl? No. Actually, the opposite. But the guy, he was desperate to have a child. He's not marrying just to marry. He's not marrying for sex. Even though it wasn't right. You see here your stupidity? Can you show me the verse where God says to Abraham, go, marry, have second wife? So a Muslim, he is so desperate to defend his prophet, but always they fail. And look, we say to them, what is the privilege of Jesus? They show you the privilege of Solomon, who was a king disobeying God. So you agree with me that Jesus, he did not give himself any privilege, and he never broke the law. And Jesus is the person of extreme decency. Do you see how they escape, or they try to escape? They fail. If Jesus want to do what man do, and he is a person of a scam like Muhammad, how many women they would love to marry Jesus? Can you imagine? Just a thought about it. Jesus even never owned a donkey. Did he charge people for miracles he do? Imagine if I can today make the blind see, just the blind, not all disease and illness or disability. Just make the blind see. How much rich I will be. How powerful I will be. Imagine if I can just raise people from death like Jesus. Kings will bow down to me. They will give me all their money to keep them alive. Still, Jesus never asked for a privilege. Not only Jesus never asked for a privilege, he said to his disciple when they tried to push him away from washing their feet, if you don't let me do it, you don't belong to me. If you don't let me wash your feet, I don't know you. You don't belong to me. You have nothing to do with me. Jesus did not ask for a privilege to be a master even. His privilege is to be a servant. You see the huge difference of what we are talking about? While your God Muhammad was making chapters and verses about his penis and his testicles and his pocket, Jesus was busy making the blind see, the dead alive, the sick healed, and he was washing his followers' feet. When Jesus, he wanted to wash the feet of his disciple, Simon and Peter say to him, Lord, you are washing my feet. In Arabic we call him Simon or Shamun. Jesus answered and said, what I'm doing to you, you do not understand now, but you will know after this. Peter said to him, you shall never wash my feet. Jesus answered, if I don't wash you, you have no part with me. If you don't let me wash your feet, that's it, it's over between us. Simon Peter said to him, Lord, not my feet only, but also my hands, my head. If this is what you want, I'm all yours. That is my Lord, my friend. And that is the scam your prophet. So when the Muslims try to present to us Muhammad the amazing man, they always feel Muhammad was a scam in every scale. All his life is about his penis, his money, his women, his gold and his silver.